Welcome to Violin Adventures number 164. This week we get the purfling in the cello and we start work on our antique decorated violin. Okay, we have here an early 1900s German violin, and these were made, they're very pretty. They've got decals on the back and also on the sides, but these were made more for decoration than for playing. So we're going to work on this and see if we can get a really nice tone, improve the tone on this violin. Okay, here's the inside of this violin. This is completely German through and through, everywhere you look. So first off, we see that we have this little tiny bass bar. Look at that. That is so short and so little. Okay, also you can see that they darkened the inside of the wood to try to make it look older. This top plate is very, very thick, so we're going to take that down. Now, right here, there is some writing, and I'm going to carefully try to clean this and see if we can discern a name. Now, sometimes these were mass-produced and handmade, but a maker would just make a bunch of tops and another one would make a bunch of sides and so forth. So we don't know what this is. It could be that he was proud of his work and he put his name in there, and we won't know who he is. See if I can clean this up just a little bit and read that name. Okay, there it is. If any of you know German, please put in your comments down there if you know what this says. So just to show up close, this is a pretty back. The flame is really nice and the graduations are fine. If you look up close at the ribs, at the lining, you can see they bent it really fast. Right there, they bent it really fast. So, and here again, so they cracked the lining, but they went ahead and used it. When we are making an instrument, a true maker will throw that lining out and try again and use the pieces that aren't cracked. So we know this was made very quickly, and especially on the top. So now we're going to move on to the top. This was carved out real quickly. It's better than some we've seen as far as it's not as thick, but it is still too thick. So we'll take this guy out and get the graduations down to the Italian graduations. So we're going to make this guy a little Italian. Right, this is Monday morning, and here it is Monday afternoon, and we've all of a sudden gotten a snowstorm. Okay, it is time to get the purfling in this old cello. So we have to start with the C belts first, and so here we go. So we've got our purfling. If you look up close, it's 3 pieces of wood glued together. Now we've got to turn on the old heater. And we'll wait for that to heat up. Next, we turn on the glue pot. And wait for that to heat up. So while we wait for everything to warm up, I'm going to cut my purfling to size. And right now outside it is snowing. Okay, I'm going to start on the back side here. Just make sure the channels are all cleaned out. Okay, we'll test the heat, see if it's hot enough. No, not quite hot enough. That water should just pop off of there. And the glue is ready. Okay, our purfling is bent. It's shaped to size now. It's ready to go in. But it took a little while to get it ready. So here I am, I've been working on the purfling, the fun part, getting the corners to come together. And I really enjoy that, and I get in the zone and I forget that you're all sitting out there wanting to see what's going on. The camera went off. I hope you can see. We're going to be taking this down, but here is where my little piece met the other piece. And that's where it's kind of fun to make those two pieces meet. So we have the top ones in. Now we got to work on the two bottom pieces and we'll have the back done. Back to the antique violin. We're back at the decorated violin. And we're going to take out this bass bar. Not only is it way too small, but the direction of the wood is going the wrong way. Instead of up and down, it's going sideways, of all things. So this definitely needs to come out. And we need to get the thickness out of the top. So here we go. We got the graduation done on this top, and in fact, a lot of the, not only was it too thick, but a lot of the edges were too thick. There was a big margin all the way around, which didn't need to be there, so I took that down too, and that really helped. So now, we're going to clean up our mess, and the next thing we need to do is find wood, some nice good tone wood for the bass bar. Okay, I have here a beautiful piece of spruce. Not only is it aged really nicely, but it is also very close grained. So I'm going to cut off a nice piece for our bass bar, for the bass bar in this violin. So now we've got a nice, beautiful piece of wood. It's got a lot of grains. Even though this is so thin, it's got a lot of grains in there. So we're gonna fit this piece of wood. Now begins the process of fitting until it is just right. So I like to mark out where the bridge is going to be, and it's always a challenge to find that middle seam because these middle seams are most of the time so well put together that they never come apart, and it's very hard to see where the seam is, but here I see. So I will see you as soon as I get this bass bar fit. Well, we have the bass bar fit real nice, but I realized I can't use old glue. We got to make some fresh new glue for this bass bar, which means it'll take about 3 hours for us to get that made and ready to use. So I'm going to get the glue started, and then we'll have to do something else while we wait. Okay, I've got here a little door stop and just finished sanding it. It was quite rusty on the back side. This was all rusty. So it's all ready to go now, and I think I'll repaint it and hope it preserves it for a little longer. Okay, there it is. Little pretty blue flowers here, a touch of purple, pink, orange, and this one I just couldn't make out the color. I didn't know if it was white or yellow or brown, so I kind of did a mixture of them all. And then there's a dark red rose bed coming down here. I think it's just lovely. I tried to get it back to what it was. Okay, I was putting away all my paints when I came across some gold. And I thought, well, let's highlight this with gold. And I think that did the trick. Now I think that looks much better. It doesn't look so blotchy and thick. But just what it needed, some highlights in gold. Back to the cello. Okay, this is Thursday morning, and what have I been doing in the past few days? Well, when I get a chance, been taking down the purfling. So all the purfling is in, and now I'm taking it down with a small chisel, and then I smooth it out with a scraper. So it's a lot of very intense work, and so that's why I don't show it, because it would be a little bit boring to watch, but it's also very exciting to do because you are putting style into the top, and you're bringing out your corners and just making the top, finishing up the final touches of this instrument. That's what Okay, the purfling is in and scraped down. So there's a corner. There's our corners on the back. We still have to go around the edges and round the edges yet. Got a corner there. Another one there. One over there, one over there. So it's late at night. We've got a nice new batch of glue. And we're going to get this base bar in. Here we are Friday afternoon. The snow is gone, but it is a bit colder. Let's go inside and see what's going on. Okay, in the shop, we have a couple projects going on. We come first here to the cello. I need to round the edges, then we can get the scroll on. Here's our antique decorated violin. So we'll get the base bar shaped next week and see about closing it up. Over here, the cello professor is working on his first cello. The Hebrew minute. Ki yeled yulad lanu, ben nitan lanu vathi hamizra al shikmo, vayikra shemo pele yoetz el gibor aviad sar shalom. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. If you know where this is found, please leave it in the comments below. Freddie wants to chat.
Hi, I'm Freddie, and I have a fantastic video to show you. But before I do that, my boss gave me 2 pictures that she wanted me to include in my section. So here it is.
In our drive out in the countryside, we came to the little town of Kirksville, where was a beautiful church, and there each window had stained glass in it.
That's a beautiful church. But now for the grand finale. My friend, Mr. Thomas Pinch, he sent over a beautiful recording of Joy to the World. Here it is. Thank you so much for that recording and for playing that beautiful organ. And all my friends out there, don't forget to send in your projects so I can look at them. And hope y'all have a wonderful... Is it going to be the new year next time? Well, I'll see you one more time before the new year. Bye!
Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for your wonderful comments. Thank you for subscribing. And until next time, goodbye.